Hello, Desiree Yagan. Today's video is going to be brief, but to the point. Costello, Cooney Fearon, as you see on the screen, clients, Shoppingtown Mall and Duyn Rehab. Prosecuted Desiree Yagan in Liverpool court on a sign violation with direct conflict of interest. Shoppingtown Mall NY LLC received repeated notice of lawsuit, demand to preserve videotape of parking lot evidence in vehicular assault on November 30th, 2017. The conflict of interest, first and foremost, is if your clients are, in this case, Shoppingtown Mall in Dewitt, New York, and Moonbeam Capital Investments, in a lawsuit that was filed by the county, captioned 3649 Erie, which is the actual address of Shoppingtown Mall, versus Moonbeam Capital Investments and Shoppingtown Mall NY LLC. This was filed in March 2017 in the Onondaga County Supreme Court. In August of 2017, I was issued a ticket listing a number of posts for violation of the Liverpool sign code. The District Attorney's Office, ADA Magnovinsky to be precise, appointed Costello, Cooney Fearon to prosecute Desiree Yagan on a posting offense, sign violation. That was in August of 2017. They were formally appointed by Onondaga County District Attorney's Office. On November 30th, 2017, I left the UPS Center in Dewitt, New York, and walked up the hill to Shoppingtown Mall. I crossed Erie Boulevard onto the Shoppingtown Mall parking lot, was walking on the outside perimeter of the parking lot, headed to Rite Aid Pharmacy to purchase vitamin supplements that I was out of. And as I was crossing the parking lot towards Rite Aid door, when I was about 15 feet from a vehicle whose lights were on, and I noticed from the very beginning when I first got onto the parking lot, a car was sitting there with its headlights on, facing forward, and had it moved. And I had a rolling briefcase, leather rolling briefcase, about 40 pounds. I had a 35-pound backpack with documents and my laptop computer in it. And so it took little time to cross the parking lot, and as I had about 15 feet from this SUV, I could now make out there's a person in the vehicle. It's a woman. She's looking directly at me. At that time, she suddenly accelerated from that parking space, pulled out, and turned her car into me and ran into me. And she broke my legs. She apparently called 911, and I am of information that she reported a pedestrian fell in the parking lot and they may be injured. The Dewitt Police, when they finally arrived, and I'm laying flat on my back in the parking lot, my legs were broken, I didn't know they were broken, but I will tell you, I certainly knew it was excruciating. And I couldn't hardly move. When the officer came over to me, I told him she hit me deliberately. She was looking directly at me. Preserve the videotape of the parking lot and send your sergeant to the ER to take my statement. Ultimately, when I was transported to Upstate Hospital, I was there a week, multiple leg fractures. The ligaments on my right ankle were all torn, and after a week at Upstate, I had a full leg cast and transported not to Camillus Rehab Center, which I wanted, requested, but to Duyn Rehab Center over my objections. But they advised me there were no vacancies at St. Camillus Rehab Center. Once I arrived at, well, let me back up. From Upstate Hospital, after a few days, and by the way, I'm on Norco, it's a narcotic for severe pain. After a couple of days at Upstate Hospital, very concerned about the fact the police did not meet me in the ER, have not come to my room, and my repeated calls, they still would not send an officer, a sergeant, to take my statement. So I made calls from my cell phone to the town Dewitt Police, and each time I called and said I need to have someone take my statement. It was a vehicular assault. The woman hit me deliberately, and she broke my legs. And the police, various police officers, and a Sergeant Andrew Fusco, F-U-S-C-O, who I spoke to 3 times over a period of through December of 2017. They refused to send a officer out. He refused to come out, and Sergeant Andrew Fusco said, "We're good, we're fine." I said, "No, we're not. The woman hit me deliberately. She broke my leg. She needs to be arrested, and I want to give my statement." They never did send someone out. They ignored all my calls and requests. So I followed up with calls to the Chief of Police, Chief John Anton, and with faxes, several faxes in December, and then followed up again in January, and then in February 2018 to the Chief of Police John Anton, Chief of Police Town of Dewitt, that I need to give my statement. That woman hit me deliberately. She has to be arrested. I want to file a complaint, criminal complaint. No one would come out, completely ignored my pleas to take my statement and arrest this person who broke my legs in the parking lot of Shoppingtown Mall. I also, in the month of December, contacted the town of Dewitt, the town of Village of Liverpool Court to request an adjournment, as I had a trial scheduled for January 2018, of which I was proceeding pro se, and it was the sign violation, which was being prosecuted by Costello, Cooney Fearon on behalf of the District Attorney's Office, on the direction and authorization of the Onondaga County District Attorney's Office to prosecute me, Desiree Yagan, for posting violation, which, by the way, the code enforcement officer stated in his affidavit, quote, many of the posts targeted District Attorney William Fitzpatrick. Didn't target him. He was the subject of the post, as was his investigator, Peter Ross, regarding a hit and run which resulted in the death of Seth Collier. In addition to that, the prosecution of Nick Hillary by District Attorney William Fitzpatrick as lead district attorney, who assisted DA Mary Rain in St. Lawrence County to prosecute an innocent black man. And that is based on Dr. Mark Perlin, the CEO of Cybergenetics, who, in a response to an email inquiry from District Attorney William Fitzpatrick as to the DNA results regarding Nick Hillary, and Dr. Mark Perlin replied and informed him that the cybergenetics program, True Ali, excluded Nick Hillary. I repeat, excluded Nick Hillary. He was innocent. And District Attorney William Fitzpatrick, with that full knowledge, left Onondaga County to assist DA Mary Rain in prosecuting an innocent black man by the name of Nick Hillary. Why? Because he saw the opportunity for 60 Minutes 2020 Dateline, any high-profile case, regardless if you're innocent, he would prosecute if given the opportunity. He went so far as to leave Onondaga County to prosecute and assist the prosecution of, and actually lead the prosecution in the murder trial of which Nick Hillary was the defendant. In December of 2017, I had contacted the court, the Village of Liverpool court, and asked the secretary to notify Judge Anthony Lavelle that pro se defendant was hit by a car. It was a vehicular assault in Shoppingtown Mall in Dewitt, New York, on November 30th, 2017, and I need to have an adjournment of the trial scheduled for January. The secretary called me back, said Judge Lavelle doesn't believe you. He has directed that you provide a medical record indicating your injuries, and that you file a formal motion to adjourn trial and serve Costello, Cooney Fearon as prosecutors. I did do that. Never heard a response back from Costello, Cooney Fearon. Nadine Bell was the prosecutor. Not one response, not even by cell phone, which she called me back. She never responded by fax as I requested. Fax confirmation, send it to Duyn Rehab Center, would not do it. And same with Judge Anthony Lavelle. I did not receive anything sent to me at Duyn Rehab Center on the 7th floor, which is the rehab floor. Never received a single notification from the court to Duyn, which I specified it must be sent there, or in the alternative, my home address. I will not be traveling anywhere for many, many months after I'm discharged, and that is in the foreseeable future. Okay, I'm going to end here with this information that Costello, Cooney Fearon had a duty to recuse. They could not possibly ethically prosecute me, Desiree Yagan, when their client was Shoppingtown Mall, Moonbeam Capital Investments, and in addition to that, Duyn Rehab Center in wrongful death lawsuits, of which they were attorneys, which I recently found out searching the docket with the name Costello, Cooney Fearon as the attorneys. And their name is on many lawsuits, they representing Duyn Rehab in horrific deaths of patients, nursing home residents. It's truly reprehensible. It is truly reprehensible and criminal what Duyn Rehab is engaged in with their patients and what they did to me. Okay, I'm going to end here, except in one last issue here is I'm looking at August 20th, 2019. It was a one of many correspondence to Onondaga County District Attorney William Fitzpatrick and to Costello, Cooney Fearon via email to Nadine Bell, attention, authorized to prosecute Desiree Yagan on violation of Liverpool sign code by Onondaga County District Attorney. Stated August 20th, 2019. It was emailed. Then it was hand-delivered August 22nd to Onondaga County District Attorney William Fitzpatrick to his direct attention. I would just read this. It says, subject, malfeasance, violations of rules of judicial ethics by Judge Anthony Lavelle, ABA violations by Nadine Bell, of counsel Costello, Cooney Fearon, and ADA Magnovinsky. Trial in absentia without pro se defendant. Defendant was patient at Duyn Rehab. Discharged June 2018. Judge Anthony Lavelle held bench trial in absentia on April 19th, 2018. Nadine Bell did not appear. Code Enforcement Officer Bill Reagan prosecuted the case. He was a witness and prosecutor. Parker hearing must be held to inquire into the circumstances of defendant's absence. Prosecutor must show due diligence efforts to locate the defendant. Then the court must recite into the record the reasons for its findings. United States Constitution and New York Constitution require Parker hearing before trial in absentia. That is a trial in the absence of the defendant. See People v. Parker, 57, New York 2nd, 136, 1982. People v. Baines, 162 AD, 3rd, 897, 2018. I, Desiree Yagan, suffered severe injuries November 30th, 2017. Hit by a vehicle at Shoppingtown Mall parking lot. Hospitalized at Upstate Hospital for 1 week. Then Duyn Rehab Center. I notified Liverpool Court by phone, then letters faxed to Judge Anthony Lavelle and Nadine Bell of Costello, Cooney Fearon as prosecutor. Faxes sent from Duyn Rehab Center recounted incident in detail in events preceding and then after hit by the vehicle. Faxes sent December 13th, 2017 and December 21st, 2017, among other communications and correspondence. Hospital medical record redacted included in my fax as Judge LaValle ordered. Proof of defendant's serious injuries, multiple leg fractures requiring full leg cast, left leg, torn ligaments, right leg requiring brace boot. Judge LaValle and Nadine Bell, counsel with Costello, Cooney Fearon, did not contact defendant at Van Duyn Rehab. Onondaga County ADA Magnovinsky and the DA's investigator, when trying to locate a defendant who has not appeared for court, did not contact or visit Van Duyn Rehab. For Desiree Yagan. Letter to Judge LaValle and Nadine Bell, fax from Van Duyn Rehab, December 13, 2018. Began emergency notice. Cited injuries and events, 7 pages. Okay, that's page 1 of 3 of a August 20th, 2018 letter it's August 20th, 2019 letter. August 20th, 2019. Okay, that's it for now. Stay tuned. I'm going to get this right, and I will soon be quite proficient on YouTube. I look forward to revealing the criminality RICO enterprise operated in Onondaga County, as outlined by Kevin Murphy in Kevin Murphy v. Onondaga County Sheriff Eugene Conway, and District Attorney William Fitzpatrick et al. Filed in the Northern District of New York, United States District Court, amended July 2nd, 2019. The RICO lawsuit, 81 pages. I believe it would be document number 58 on the docket. You can also locate these records. Certainly a number of the filings on my Scrib platform. Just put in Desiree Yagan. Make certain you're focused on the documents, and you will see the records uploaded on Scrib. Okay, we will end here.